Okay, boys, so I bought myself a new toy for the App Store tonight. I think that you can get the app is called H-Scope, and what it is essentially an app that you can run your low-cost scopes, and there's a number of them that the app actually supports. I'll go through the list and show you that. And I'm actually running, let me pan you down here, my Handtech, right? So this is the 1008 Charlie model that I have, and this is one of the cheaper scopes on the market. There's a few cheaper out there. I noticed they're newer models, and I'll show you the list. As I said, it also supports some of them as well. So let's just fire up the app. I'll turn the scope back. The scope is actually on. I'll go through the buttons for you in just a second. It's a 2-channel setup. It's only 1 channel in demo, but if you buy the full app, it was $18 Canadian, I think it was. And I also bought the Automotive module, which was an additional $14. So what's that all in? $32, maybe 14 quid for all of this facility. To me, it's a steal. I couldn't turn it down, right? So let me just, I've got my power supply actually in the picture here. I haven't turned it on yet, but we will do so. And I've also got the signal generator of the Handtech, which puts a 2 volts peak to peak square wave, 1000 hertz. Turn on channel 1 here. So there's channel 1. That's actually hooked up to the 1K signal generator, square wave, of course. So we can adjust the time base and adjust the voltage. And also very handy up here. Sorry, it's just out of frame. There we go. Let's see if I can get you in frame. There we go. Is this button here, which is kind of display optimization mode, where it kind of gives you an ideal picture. Lots of detail and repetition, enough repetition. So yeah, you can see there we're actually reading, it looks like we're reading, well, it's peak to peak, 2 volts. As it says up here, the display up here shows you what channel you've got on, peak to peak, and showing a DC voltage there of, I guess that's the DC component measured as well. You can go into AC coupling. There's an AC coupling. It's no true AC coupling, but you can see that actually drops the DC component out of the picture and actually brings it onto the 0 line. It's only an AC coupling emulator. I don't think it's actual, well, it isn't actual AC coupling. Just below that is actually your scale. You can select it manual. You can select the scale manually. There's the 2 scales. 20 volts ideal for us, of course. This is your probe selection, 1 and 10 times. And here, let me just optimize the signal again there, display wise. You can go into, that's dump mode, or you can go into vector mode. Basically, I don't know what the manual actually calls it, but that's essentially what it is. And this button here is a beauty button, I'll tell you. It gives you facility to measure basically automatically there. So let me zoom you in so you can see the parameters. So there it's telling us the frequency and the delta T, which is 1000 microseconds, or I guess that would be 1 millisecond, which would translate, of course, to 1000 hertz, right? So really handy, and showing you the min and max volts there as well at the touch of a button, which is nice. It is a 2-channel system, as I said. Let me zoom you out again here, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to give you, it's a relatively small tablet, so I'm trying to give you enough detail, but at the same time capture the whole screen in the image. So let's turn on channel 2. So channel 2 is coming into the picture. I'll just offset them. As soon as you offset them, the scales actually split on the left hand side, as you can see here. So, and I'll just turn on, let me just pan you over for a second. There you go, boys. I'm at 12.5 volts. And you can see there, I'll just vary the voltage there so you can see what's going on with channel 2. I know you can't see the power supply, but you can see the line actually changing position, of course. So, yeah, let me change that a wee bit. Yes, what else can I show you? You can also bring in a ruler. Again, I know that's pico terminology, but that's what it essentially is to me. You can bring in 2 rulers by tapping with 2 fingers, and then you can measure, say you wanted to measure 2, of course, then it would give us 2 microseconds, and it's showing the frequency again, obviously. So you can just flip those out off the page if you choose to do so. The trigger function is here. I don't want to waste time talking about the trigger because I think this video is going to be long enough here, guys, but you can trigger on channel 1 or 2. Again, this is in the full the paid app. I think the demonstrator allows you 1 channel and only channel 1 on the trigger. Couple of different functions here. Can also give you the math channel or the XY plot function. You can change your settings down here as well. I hope that's in frame. Again, there's some stuff you can change, but I don't want to waste any time on that stuff. Let me go to, this is the automotive function. So this is particularly valuable to the likes of a Handtech 1008 owners, where there's virtually no capacity to actually capture data in any kind of multiple. The Pico's excellent at having a great memory. The depth of the memory is excellent, but on this Handtech model it's virtually non-existent, and some of the cheaper models out there as well will be in the same boat. But this actually allows you to actually capture some data. So let me see if I can manage this. Let me change the rate here because the Handtech is, and we'll see. So you can see there it's actually capturing the data there, boys, on both channels. And I'll just vary the power supply output for just a minute so we can see that it is actually varying. So I'm just playing with the voltage here for a moment. And I guess that's enough. So you get the idea. Okay, so we'll stop it. And down here, down on the bottom here, you can see that the data frames that it's actually captured. And you can go back through it. Very similar to the Pico, really, a wee bit different in format, but essentially the same thing. Then I can come up, if I want to see some details, I can come up and I can actually take it up, zoom it up to an extreme detail, right? So to me, this is fabulous. I mean, there's no way you were going to get this with the basic Handtech software, of course, and that was a big knock on the Handtech, right? But with the H-scope, now you have really fantastic facility to capture data as far as I'm concerned. And the same functions are the measurement tools are all there as well. The rulers are still available. And I want to go fairly quickly here, guys. I don't want to waste any time. There's also facility to, sorry, let me get out of this mode. Let me get out of that rubbish. Okay. There is facility here. I've got it set up on an 8-cylinder setup at the moment, but you can also, there's overlays for like the likes of compression testing. There's your 720 already in an overlay, so you can, if you're taking any kind of measurements of any sort, you can correlate them to the expansion or power, exhaust, intake, and compression strokes. And we can also see some other details. I don't want to dwell on that. Now, those two in particular would be really useful, right? So some nice stuff. Again, that's in the automotive module, and that is an extra. Well, I think it was $14 Canadian. So do the math for your local currency. And the last one is actually a data logger function. It's a voltmeter, min, max, and RMS, and frequency if applicable. And you can actually data log the 2 channels. So I'll just give you a quick demo of this. Again, I'm green as grass on this software, boys. So if I balls it up, my apologies, but we'll give it a shot here. So let's go channel. We'll go for just channel 1, channel 1, and no, sorry, channel 1 is the signal generator. Channel 2 is just my power supply. So channel 1, let's go to a sample rate of about 1 a second. It should be convenient, and we'll see if that works. So you can see the data logger is actually going to capture this detail. It says record limit 24 minutes there, so 24 minutes of data available. On the 1 second selection, that will likely change depending on what your setting is. In fact, it would change, of course, right? There's facility for a quarter, half, 1, 2, 5, 10. Struggling to see here in this lighting, boys, to be honest. Guess I need my specs. I think it's 30 and 60 seconds. I don't know, I can't really see it, to be honest. But let me vary the power supply output here, just so you can see it is in fact changing. I'll vary it quite a bit, so you can see the real-time power supply voltage up top there, boys, and you can see that it's actually changing on the graph as well. Okay, so that's enough. That'll do. That'll prove the point. And then you can go, so once you've got this, you can store all this data. Of course, there's facility to do that, boys, but you can actually look at it in detail here as well, right? You can go across and it'll give you the min-max values in that, what were we on? 1 second interval, right? So if you go across, you can compare it. You can see on this bar here, the min-max values in the red lines, and I guess the average would be in the blue. I think it's the average. Perhaps it's the RMS value. I'm not too sure. You'd have to check the specs. But yeah, I don't want to make this too long, boys. But there's a few things. I'll show you the app. I'll show you the app, where you can find it, where it actually is at the App Store, and I'll show you the two guys' YouTube channels that they're masters at this stuff. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I cannot explain it anywhere near as well as these two fellas can. So let's get to that detail. I'll just go back to the scope mode here, just so you can see it. And yes, so sample rate is, there we go. I think it's amazing facility, boys, for the money. I really do. I was keen to actually show you this so you can go and get it yourself if you're interested at all, because the value is fantastic. Okay, here's a Canadian fella, Denis. He's up in Northern Ontario, fellas. Found his channel just recently. He has got some fantastic stuff on here, and he knows the H-scope really well, and he demonstrates it really well in this particular video here. Go and check it out. It is fantastic. There's another guy, I think he's Dutch. Let me find him. And this fella here as well, guys, his channel's Rudy's Model Railway. This fella really appears to know the H-scope app inside out. Excellent tutorial. If you're looking to know how to use it, just throw mine in the garbage and go see this guy, or Denny's, as I had mentioned. So let me show you the app, where to find it, and I'll also show you the adapter that you're going to need, the OTG adapter, if you're going to use it with an Android product, a tablet or phone or whatever. So I've actually had this app for some time, boys, but I was just waiting to get my hands on one of these. This little adapter, female USB on the one side, and it actually goes to micro USB on the other. So here's what it's actually referred to. There's the specs. Here's this particular company. I don't suppose you really care, but the specs are important, right? Product number for this particular company if you're interested in it. And again, let me see if I can find it on the App Store here. Yeah, I mix up my terminology all the time, boys, in case you never noticed. So the Google Play Store, just put in H-scope on the search line and it'll come up here. There is H-scope, Martin Lawrence. I'm not getting the standard page, of course, because I already have it installed on my tablet. But this is the, I guess, the app creator, Martin Lawrence, and H-scope is, of course, the app. As I said, it is I think it was $18 Canadian for the basic, well, for the full scope app, and another $14 for the automotive function. And there's a third plugin that you can get. I think it's for audio purposes. Yeah, so fantastic. The value cannot be beaten, guys. I hope I've at least gave you a decent overview. As I said, for the second video running now, green as grass on this app, and I can't really show you or explain all the details, but those other two guys can. So that's it for tonight, boys. Cheers.